Welcome all. In this video, we are going to discuss the fundamentals of process instrumentation. Myself, Professor Piyush Joshi, working as Assistant Professor in the Chemical Engineering Department of KK Wagh Institute of Engineering Education and Research, Nasik. Learning objectives of this video. This video will introduce you to the basic terminologies of the instrumentation and the reason why process control relies extensively on instrumentation. It will help you to become familiar with the instrumentation terminologies and standards. At the end of this video, the learner will be able to define instrumentation and control, differentiate need and scope of instrumentation, distinguish between different parts of the measurement system. Next is distinguish between different parts of measurement system, and the last one is the difference in static and dynamic characteristics of the instrument. Now, why the process instrumentation and control came into picture? Now we are going to discuss this thing. The process of instrumentation in industries took place largely in the early 19th century. Around 1930, the huge or heavy industrialization began with introduction of reliable instrument for the recording the temperatures in industry. Its importance goes on increases with continuous growth of the manufacturing industries. If you look at this picture as I am highlighting here, the operator is controlling the hand valve and through which the fuel is going to the burner for a particular manufacturing process. The operator has his eyes at the temperature gauge where he continuously monitoring the required temperature. So depending upon this temperature measurement, the operator is going to control the fuel need to be supplied to the manufacturing process. So that is the need of instrumentation and control to achieve the proper manufacturing target. The instrumentation is the variety of measuring instruments to observe and monitoring or to control a process. It is the art and science of measurement and control process variables. The process variables are chemical, physical properties of the material. Within a production laboratory, production area, laboratory or manufacturing area, an instrument is a device that measures a physical quantity such as flow, temperature, level, distance, angle or pressure. The instruments may be as simple as the direct reading thermometer or maybe a complex multivariable process analyzers. For example, the household washing machines can be taken as an example of complex multivariable process analyzer, in which the process can analyze the water flow rate, the timing for washing as well as for drying the clothes, etc. The instrumentation encompasses the area of detection, acquisition, control and analysis of data. So what does it mean? The area of detection is nothing but simple example we can take. In clinic, if you have fever, the doctor is going to check how much fever or how much temperature of your body is, and that is nothing but the detection. Okay. Next is the acquisition. So we can get the data acquainted from any manufacturing process, and by that we mean the acquisition. Next, after monitoring the parameters, the control over that particular parameters is needed in the manufacturing processes. And last one is the analysis of data. So to achieve the proper targeted goals of the manufacturing timetable, the analysis of data many times required in industries. So the instrumentation is useful for the same. Although the instruments can be used in laboratories or manufacturing units, but it can also found in the household applications. One of the example is the smoke detector. You might be knowing the smoke detector detects the smoke came into the room where the smoke detector is applied, and it can buzz a alarm showing the chances of fire. So it may be the example in a household applications. Applications of instrumental system. So the instrumentation can be used for the measurement of system or process parameters. So if we consider chemical industry, the temperature, pressure, then density, these are the different parameters that are important, need to be monitored and measured time to time, so that we can ensure the production is in a proper way. Second is to control the process or operation. So many chemical reactions are favorable at certain temperature and pressure. So we have to keep control on the temperature and pressure conditions so that the specified reaction is need to be completed in the prescribed time. Next is quality control of the product. For manufacturing as per standard and specification, a proper parameter monitoring is important. So when the parameters are monitored in a proper way, then the quality of the product can be ensured. Next is to conduct the experimental design studies for development of design. The experimentation designs can be studied by the proper instrumentation and can be scaled up for a commercial level, and thus we can develop new design for a commercial scale. Next is to verify the physical phenomena, theories, etc. The instrumentation can be used to study the various physical phenomena, theories, etc. Next application of the instrumental system is to perform the operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, linearization, etc. So these different operations can be achieved by using the instrumentation systems, and we can save the time, labor. We can achieve the better quality control, as I already mentioned in quality control point. Higher plant utilization can be possible by applying the proper instrumentation in a production plant. Better manpower productivity can also be achieved because we are saving the time of labor to monitor the different parameters, to check the different checkpoints in the instrumentation by using instrumentation, and thus the better man productivity can also be achieved. At the same time, the instrumentation can useful for the judicious use of raw material and energy. The energy, we can consider it as a operating cost of the plant. So if the proper instrumentation is maintained, so the supply of heat or cooling water in chemical plants or chemical industry, if they are shut down at proper time or provided in a proper flow rate by using the different instrumentation systems, then we can use the judicious way we can use the energy. And energy is nothing but the operating expenditure for that particular manufacturing unit. So these are the different applications of the instrumental system. Next, in next slide, I am going to cover the same thing. Okay, by using instrumentation, proper instrumentation system, we can achieve the proper safety of the workmen in the shop floor. We can also achieve the better productivity, as the quality standards are being monitored continuously by the instrumentation system. Next is the operational cost. As I mentioned earlier, the judicious use of energy as well as raw material are leading to the minimizing the operational cost. So that is one of the advantage of instrumentation system. Next is the human interference. So less human interference can be possible in the drastic scenario like the fatal if any process is somewhat dangerous or it is having some hazardous situation for human operator, then we can minimize the human interference in such scenario by using the proper instrumentation system. Next is the reliability. We can rely if the instrumentation system is accurate, so we can easily rely on that particular monitoring of the parameters. Next is the quality. So if the quality parameters are set by a proper measurement system, then we can ensure we are getting the good product quality out of the manufacturing area. Now we will discuss the generalized measurement system. The generalized measurement system includes the different parts of the measurement system such as transducer, signal conditioner, filter, and from filter the output may be converted to the digital display system, or it can be sent to the analog display device. So the input given to the transducer is also called as measurand. When measurand enters to the transducer process that particular measurand, and the output from transducer sent to the signal conditioner, where some conditioning of output received from transducer can be taken place, and then it goes to the filter. Again, depending on the process, it can be converted to from analog to digital can be converted as shown or I am highlighting here, and if required in analog, we can display that particular output on an analog display device, and from analog display device we can send that particular output to the process control system so that we can achieve the proper control over the process. And if we want to convert it from analog to digital, then it can be shown on a digital display system, and finally from digital display system the output goes to the digital control system. Okay, and from analog to digital converter, if required, we can take the output by using the digital printer, or we can storage by using the digital storage devices. In next slide, we will discuss the transducer signal conditioner elements. This is called as the functional elements of the measurement system. The first one is the transducer. Transducer is a device which converts the measurand into the suitable output form such as displacement, resistance, voltage, capacitance change, etc. The transducer may be converting in a quantity that may be electrical, chemical, magnetic property, mechanical property, acoustic, optical, thermal, or nuclear property can be possible. Usually it may be electrical, which convert the measured quantity to the electrical voltage, current, resistance change proportional to the input measured. The electrical output can be easily amplified, transmitted over the longer distance with some modifications as per the requirements of the controlling or indicating parameters. So transducer is a device which converts the measurand into the suitable output form. It may be displacement, resistance, or any electrical property can be possible. Next is the signal conditioner. The output from the transducer is usually too small or too weak to operate by an indicator or a recorder. In such scenario, the signal conditioner can modify and process the output by amplification of the magnitude, filtering the unwanted noises or noise signals, linearization, differentiation, integration, and sampling, and analog to digital conversion can be possible by using the signal conditioner. The output from conditioner may be analog or digital quantity. The next item is display devices. The required information is displayed to the observer or the workman on the shop floor, and that is where the display devices can be used. This element may be visual display type, it may be a graphic recorder, it may be an oscilloscope, or it may be a magnetic type display device. The output can be displayed on the digital display devices. The graphic recorder and the oscilloscope can be observed in a clinic when the physician can extract the ECG of the patient. Magnetic type, the cassette records we used before a decade ago. Next is the power supply. The electrical power provides the required energy to transducer, signal conditioner and display devices to perform the different operations as we mentioned in previous slide or previous points. Next is the measurement system. The measurement system is generally divided into two parts. The first one is the basic functional elements that include transducers, signal conditioners, data presentation elements, and second one is called as the auxiliary functional elements that includes calibration element, external power source, feedback and microprocessor systems. Let us now discuss the transducer. So function of transducer we already seen in the transducer part. Transducer is a primary element which receives the energy from the measured medium and convert it into the suitable condition which is in the convenient and practicable form. The desirable characteristics of transducer are as follows. First one is the linearity. The input given and the relation of output should be linear and symmetric should be favored. Second is accuracy. The accuracy of the transducer should be good and shouldn't be altered the measurand. It should respond to the desired input signal and should be insensitive to the other simultaneous signals at the same time. Next is the good reproducibility. It should be able to reproduce the same output signal when we are giving the same input signal, and that is called as the reproducibility. Applied frequency under the same operating conditions. So when we repeatedly give the same input signal at same operating condition, the instrument should be giving the same output signal, and by that we mean the good reproducibility. Next important feature is it should have ability to withstand overloads or different operating condition or fluctuating operating conditions, and this is called as in instrumentation as ruggedness. Next a good desirable characteristic should be the good stability and reliability. Next one is the good dynamic response. So there should not be delay after giving input. It is giving output after some time. That should not be favored. So the good dynamic response should be favored, and the transducer should have the good mechanical strength. And last one but not least is the cost. Okay, low cost transducers are usually preferable. So in this particular table, the left side first column shows the different process variables. The second column, as I am highlighting here, is showing the different transducers can be used in industries, and the third column shows the output variable. So the transducer function is to convert the input signal into a convenient and practicable form. So if we consider the first example, the process variable to be measured is temperature. The transducer is liquid in glass thermometer. The liquid in glass thermometer is a transducer that converts temperature into a relative displacement units, and displacement is quite easy for measurement. and that is why it is called as a transducer. Next example we can take of a manometer. The pressure can be measured by means of manometer, and the pressure can be converted in terms of displacement, and displacement can be a convenient and practicable form to measure easily. So various such examples are given over here. Next is the signal conditioning elements. So signal conditioning elements is having two parts. The signal conditioning element, it can manipulate or process the output that received from transducer in a form suitable for display and control device. So it will perform the following two operations. First is the amplification. The magnitude of the output from the transducer may be too small to operate by indicator or recording devices. Hence, the amplifiers are used for conditioning, and which increase the amplitude of the signal so that it can be suitable for the indicator and recorder devices. Depending on the application, these amplifiers may be mechanical, electrical, hydraulic, pneumatic, optical can be possible. Second function they do is signal filtration. In signal filtration, the unwanted noisy signals which interferes the transducer signals are minimized. This signal filtration may be in by mechanical way, it may be pneumatic, it may be electrical. They perform the linearization, differentiation, integration, signal averaging, sampling, and analog to digital conversion can be taken place. Next is the data presentation elements. The output signal from the signal conditioning element is received and it's presented by the presentation element, and that presentation may be visual display type as I highlighting here. It may be by a pointer or a scale meter, etc. It may be a graphic recording like a pen recorder with stylus or pen. Ink recorders on paper charts maintains a permanent record. So the seismograph can be a graphic recorder, type of graphic recorder. Next is the magnetic. The magnetic tape can be used to reproduce the data at the later dates. Okay, so the cassette records can be example of the magnetic tape. Next is the optical recording system such as mirror galvanometer, ultraviolet recorder on the photosensitive paper. So the X-ray of any broken bone of a human body can also be treated as an optical recording system, in which the X-ray are focused on the photosensitive paper and pass through the cracks of bone, and thus making clear where the fracture is occurred. So that may be the example of the optical recording system. The output can be displayed on digital display devices such as the punch cards, perforated papers, magnetic tape, etc. Let us now discuss the auxiliary functional elements. So in auxiliary functional elements, the calibration element is the first one. Calibration is the quantitative comparison between a known standard and the output of the measuring system. So it refers to the procedure for determining the scale of the measuring system. It also involves estimation of uncertainty between the values indicated by measuring device and true value of input. So by calibration element we can find out the difference between the true input value given to the measuring device and the measured value, okay, so that we can prepare a error report. The calibration are generally classified as primary, secondary, direct, indirect, or routine calibration can be classified. Next is the external power source. This element provide power to the various elements as we discussed earlier in the power supply. Third one is the feedback element. It controls the variations of physical quantities to be measured in the measurement system. So a proper feedback if given back, then the proper control action can be taken, and that element is called as the feedback element. Last one is the microprocessor element. The microprocessor can be used for the manipulation of data which are used in conjunction with the analog to digital conversion. Let us now discuss the advantages of electrical transducers over the other types. The mechanical transducers are having higher accuracy, high ruggedness, low cost, self-operated, but at the same time they have the poor frequency response, lack of remote indication. These are the some disadvantages of mechanical transducer. If we consider electrical transducer, that converts physical, mechanical, optical quantities in a proportional electric voltage, resistance and current signals. The electrical output can be amplified for easy operations of indicators and recording instruments as well as the control devices. The signals can be transmitted over a longer distance without attenuation for remote indication and control action, and that makes the electrical transducer advantageous over the other types. The output signal can also be modified from analog to digital or frequency signals, and that would be convenient for the digital display as well as the digital controllers. The output signals from the various transducers can be multiplexed without any complexity, and that is why the electrical transducers are more advantageous over the other types of transducers. Though there are some advantages of electrical transducer, but on other hand it have some disadvantages also. The first one, the electrical transducers are usually costlier than other types of transducers,